Hello, YouTubers. It's Valerie with Money Mindset Coach, and I am doing my monthly spending. And I am going to be talking about my spending for the month of October. So I've got it all written out here. I've got my income and I've got what I spent. So let's go ahead and get right to it. My income for this month was $3,469.32. That is more than what it normally is. I had a couple extra. I had like a $99 payment from Social Security and a $9. They ended up sending me a bunch of stuff in the mail about why I got these extra checks. I have no idea. It still doesn't make any sense to me. My payment for next month is going to change, but I'm not sure exactly what that is yet, but I'll share that when it comes. So basically, I still paid $572 for my mortgage. Internet, it's actually $60, but I only pay $30. This is water, trash, sewer, electric, restaurant. I only spent $30 of $50 that I had budgeted. I didn't spend anything on clothes. My groceries, I spent $192.75 of the $200 that was budgeted, so I didn't go over. Miscellaneous, I spent $194.99 of $200 that I had budgeted. My car insurance actually went down. My car insurance was normally $125 a month. It was $122.70, but I am going to be meeting with my agent, and I am considering taking off the extra. I have full coverage on my car right now, and my car is old. You all know how old it is. It's a 2011 Acura TSX. It's got 198,000 miles on it. I paid cash for it 2 years ago. Do I need to have full coverage? No. So I'm going to talk to her and I'm going to get that amount down because I think I'm paying too much for that. Car maintenance. All I did, oh, you know what? I didn't put gas in here. That's what I don't have on here. Okay. I did have gas. I'll have to look at that to see what I spent. But anyway, car maintenance, didn't spend anything. Now, in the month of November, I am getting close to my mileage getting up there to where it's been 5,000 miles since my last oil change. So I will have to put that in my November budget, which I will be doing this next week, and you'll be seeing that too. Home improvement, I didn't spend anything on home improvement, even though I have been looking at paint colors, and in the month of January I'm going to be doing some painting. So I'm kind of excited about that because there is nothing that changes a room more than paint. Paint and lighting, those two things. So you can change the look of a room, you can change the feel of your house. It's amazing what you can do with paint. And paint's cheap too. Okay, let me see. I did not go to the hairdresser. I am going this next month. I'm trying to go every 3 months now. So, yeah, I'm going next month, so I'm going to have to put that in the budget. Now, dentist. Oh my gosh. I did a video the other day about this. Their costs have gone up, and they end up passing that on to you. And so this laser thing that they use on my teeth, I mean, that's like $90 by itself. It's crazy. So I had to shell out $171 to go to the dentist. Now, next month I have an appointment. I have a dentist appointment to take care of 2 cavities. The two cavities together is going to be like 128. So it's going to be really relatively inexpensive compared to a crown or a root canal or a bridge or any of those other things. I mean, cavities are the least expensive thing right now. $6.99 for entertainment. That was just Netflix. Medication, $30. Edward Jones contribution is always $600. And last month I said that I put $3,000 into my credit union money market account. This month I put in $3,300. Partly that was because I get paid on Wednesdays, and there were 3 paychecks that fell in the month of October. So I got an extra paycheck. So that's where that extra money came from. As you'll see right there, Christmas, my budget is $87.50. I started that in September. I did a whole video on how to figure that out, but I went over by $10. So what I'm going to have to do next month is not put the budget at $87.50. I'm going to have to put it at $77.50 because I went over for 10. I have a total of 4 months of what I'm paying, and I'm not going over that. So I will be putting that in the budget next month for $77.50 to deduct that $10 that I went over this month. Cell phone, you can see that, $200. I switched over to Mint Mobile, and when you first get on it, you pay 3 months at a time, $15. But then when the 3 months was up, and I looked at how you pay, the amount of money that it cost you a month depended on how many months you paid for. Well, I wanted $15 a month, so I paid for the whole year. So that was unexpected. I was not expecting to shell out $200 for my cell phone. That normally would have been $15, but that will be something that is not in my budget for the next 12 months. So that's where that all went to. So basically you can see what I spent in October. I pretty much stayed within budget and really didn't spend everything that I had budgeted. Like I say pretty much every time, and I do talk about this on a regular basis, but I do what they call every dollar. Don't think, yeah. You're not going to be able to see it, but it's the easiest way to track your spending. You know, you put in your income at the top, and then you put in all your categories, and you put in what you're spending in each category, and then you just track it during the month as you spend it. That's all you do. It's the easiest thing in the world. Now, there's a free version and there's a premium version. The premium version will connect to your banking account, and so a lot of these things could go in automatically, and that might work for some people. It doesn't for me because I am a frugal person, and I'm going to do the free version. I'm not going to pay. I'm not going to pay because I can put it in, and it actually feels good to put the transactions in there because it makes you open up the app. It makes you keep track of your receipts. It gets you to look at your checking account for all those transactions. I mean, really, it's the way that it works for me. But the number one reason that I do that is because it is free. It doesn't cost anything. So that's why I do it that way. But anyway, that is my budget. And basically, I don't know, I guess I could talk a little bit more about budgets, but what I do is, and what I feel is what everybody needs to do, is you put in your basics. You put in your mortgage or your rent, your utilities, your cell phone, your car payment, your car insurance, all, and then a certain amount for groceries, a certain amount for miscellaneous. I'm almost thinking, this got me to thinking earlier today. I did do a video on what my budget is going to be come April next year. And I think what I might do is take that budget and live with that budget right now when I don't have that budget. And my feeling on this, my idea about this, is something I heard Susie Orman say years ago. I mean, this was years ago. Like 16 years ago, I heard her say this, because I remember where I was living. And she had the best idea. This is some of the best financial advice I ever heard. And what she said, and at the time, we had moved to the St. Louis area. We had been renting a house, but we had owned 2 houses during a 15-year period before that. But we moved to a new area. We moved to St. Louis. We didn't know really where we wanted to live or anything. So we rented. Well, I didn't want to rent for longer than 3 years. We ended up renting for 5, and I was not happy about that. I didn't want to rent for 5 years. 3 years was my limit, so we were 2 years over that. So anyway, I come home from work one day. I turn on Susie Orman. I find her show on TV. Love, love, love her. And she did a thing on her show when she had it on TV where somebody would write in a question about something they wanted to do, something they wanted to buy. And they would kind of give their financial condition and situation. And then she would tell them, no, you can't do that, or yes, you can. And so anyway, somebody wrote in and said they wanted to buy a house. And her formula was, and this is ingenious. This is something, and yeah, to tell you the truth, until the other day when I was thinking about this, I had forgotten about this because it had been that long. But anyway, her idea, her advice was, okay, maybe you're living in a $150,000 house, and you have a $1,500 payment. Let's just make it easy. And you want to buy a bigger, nicer house. And you find out what the mortgage payment would be on that house: taxes, insurance, principal, interest, the whole thing, homeowners insurance. You figure it out and you come up with a total. And what you do, say that adds up to $2,000. Well, before you do it, you live with that amount being spent on your mortgage. So instead of paying $1,500, what you could do is you could pay $2,000 towards your house. So you're paying extra on your house. That's a pretty cool thing to do anyway. But what it does for you is it gives you a feel for what it would be like to make that payment without really having to make that payment. You haven't made that commitment of buying that house. You haven't done it yet to where you're locked in and this is what you have to pay. You're checking it out and you're doing it. Maybe you do it for 3 months. Maybe you do it for 6 months. And you get the feel for what it feels like to shell out that amount of money as opposed to what you are right now. Well, during that 6 months time, you'll have put 500, yeah, like $2,500 down on the principal of the house you're in. That's great. So, you know what? If it ends up being a little tight and you don't really like that feeling, what will you have come away with? You'll know 2,000 is too much. Will you have paid down the principal of the house you have? Yes, you have. It's a wonderful, wonderful way of doing it. So I thought about doing it in reverse. I thought, okay, this is my budget here. Like this month, it was $3,469. Okay, my bare bones budget come April is going to be $2,200. So reverse, you can reverse it too. You can do it a different way. Okay, why don't I make out a budget for what that amount is going to be in April and live by it while I'm making more money? So it's just doing the same thing. It's just doing it in reverse. What's going to happen? I'm already putting $3,000 a month in my money market account, which by the time, if I go according to just $3,000 a month in my money market account, I'm going to have over $30,000 in there. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing. But if I do this really extreme budget and already get used to it, the only thing that will be different is I've got my Christmas spending in there. I'm not changing that. I already have that budgeted for November and December, but January, February, March, a lot of people do a no spend January. I could easily do that. And save even more money. So I think that's what I might do. I might do a bare bones budget for the month of November. Yeah, I think I might do that. Now I'm going to have to put in getting the cavities filled. I'm going to have to put in, I'll be taking out my cell phone. I won't have that. I could probably cut down on my miscellaneous. You know, I probably could. I could probably cut down on my groceries too. Now, I haven't gotten my November utility bill yet. That is going to be not normal, but that's a good thing. Because when you have a low bill like that, it just gives you more money in your budget to save because you're not having to spend it on one of those big things that you have to pay. Unless you've got solar on your house and the sun and, you don't have to pay much. Most people have a utility bill. I do have a haircut, but I've already planned for the year 2025. I am only going to have 4 hair appointments. That's it. My clothes, I usually go to the thrift store. I still go into Illinois to get my hair cut. I know it sounds crazy, but I've had my hairdresser for 17 years this month. So I still go to her, and I really like the way that she cuts my hair. So she's been cutting my hair for a really long time. But I do go over there, but over there is where the thrift store is that I go to. Well, I could budget a certain amount of money every month for clothes, put that aside, have that money in cash to go into the thrift store to buy the clothes those 4 times a year. That's probably what I'm going to do. I think I will do that. Because I don't really buy clothes anywhere else. I buy almost everything at the thrift store, and it's fabulous stuff, and I've talked about that before too. But I think that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the year. So I've got November, December, January, February, March to do this budget that I'm going to have in April. And the thing is if I do that, I'll save more money. I'll already be used to spending that amount. You know, it is kind of hard. I mean, I do work in a kitchen boutique store that right now we are set for Christmas. Today is Halloween. Oh my gosh, there are so many cool things in the store that I could buy. I mean, we have food items too, but you know, I have bought food stuff there. I have, but I get 30% off of it, so it's pretty decent. But basically, you know, when you budget, just budget those fixed, regular, have to expenses. Going to the movies, going out to eat, you know, all those things are completely extra. They are not necessary. They are not needs. They are wants. And I gotta tell you, there are so many things. If you have a Roku or you have a Roku ready TV, because most TVs nowadays have Roku already in them, but my TV is probably 8 or 9 years old, so I have a Roku that's plugged into it. I tell you what, there is so much free stuff. I do have Netflix, you know, I do. I have Max, but one of my sons pays for that, so I don't pay for that. I think I have Paramount Plus, but my boyfriend pays for that. So it's like, I think the only thing that I pay for is Netflix, and that's $6.99 a month. It's not that bad. I can do it. But anyway, yeah, that's about all that I have. But that's my budget, or my spending for the month of October. I'm going to be doing my budget video for November once I get my utility bill in the mail, because right now I don't know what that is. The wonderful thing about the town that I live in is, you know, my sewer, trash, electric, water, it all comes in one bill. It's amazing. I love it. I love it. I hate, repeat, I hate paying bills. I don't want to pay individual bills. Oh, the other thing is in November, when I pay my mortgage payment, I will finally be under $50,000 that I owe on my house. My house is worth $150,000. So I've got some good equity in this house. I feel real good about that. And then every time I get my IRA statement from Edward Jones, I think that went up a couple thousand. I forgot to put that on there. I should put that on there. But yeah, I mean, my IRA gained a couple thousand. So we're coming up on a presidential election. I am doing early voting on Monday, the day before, because I have to be in St. Louis on Tuesday, and I have to vote here where I live. So I'm going to do that the day before. Please, everybody, get out there and vote. That is your American right and privilege to be able to vote. And we will, in 2025, have a new president. Right now, we don't know who that is. But get out and vote. Know the issues, know what you're voting for. Really investigate. I have been doing that. And I'm telling you, being on YouTube, it's easy. It is easy to check out the rallies and the news programs and stuff. You know, it's like all the information with the internet, all the information is there. There is no reason to not be informed on the policies that the candidates have, know what the issues are on the ballot in your state. There is no reason to not know that. So do your research, do your due diligence, and vote. So that is all I have to say now. Like I always say, use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. Till next time, bye.